Okay, on part 53, we left off doing the phone data logs and the reviews of those. Okay, we stopped on August the 12th, and that's where we're going to pick up right here with part 54. 0732 hours, that's 7:32 a.m. This was not found in Chris's phone, but it was found in Shanann's. So again, another text that Chris chose to delete from his wife. And Shanann says, "Good morning, baby. Love you." 7:58 a.m. Shanann told Addie, "I got a lot of work to do today and this week. Next week, I'm going to go missing in action while away with Chris in Aspen." She was looking very forward to that. She was just planning to get home on Monday, get everything organized, probably get the house, because she hadn't been there in like 6 weeks, right? She was just looking forward to getting back in her home, getting back in a routine with her kids and husband and getting things, just getting things going again. And she was going to be back home this time for a while. She was really looking forward to that. But somebody else had other plans. Chris was deleting everything Shanann sent him that was any sort of good, or they were talking to each other about their marriage or happy anniversary, good mornings, I love yous, all of that. No, he deletes it. The select few he did not delete of Shanann's is where he was ignoring her, or she wasn't saying something like, "Well, you said," or any of the sort. He was deleting anything that made it appear that he was actually being nice to his wife and being to the point to where he was hoping they could make things work. He definitely did not want that to come across to Nicole when she grabbed his phone and looked at his things, or possibly he just handed her his phone. Who knows, but there was something going on there, and all the deleting of Shanann's messages only pretty much let you know that he did not want Nicole to see those. So there's no way anybody can tell me that she didn't look at his phone and she didn't keep tabs on his messages and things like that. Nobody can tell me that. If that had been the case, then he wouldn't worry so much about deleting everything his wife sends him or he sends her back. That is the least bit decent. 8:09 a.m. Shanann asked how the girls were. Now, as you will notice, Shanann has been texting Chris since she got up. 7:32 a.m. is when she started on August the 12th, telling him good morning and she loves him. Okay, we're at 8:09, and he's never replied to Shanann. This is the third thing she sent to him, and he's not replied yet. But he finally replies here, and he says they were good, and they were drinking a shake. 8 o'clock in the morning, they were drinking a shake. I don't know, a shake? Like, I would think that the Thrive shakes would be a bit too much caffeine or whatever it is in the Thrive to give to a child. So I'm sure surely that's not the shake he was giving them. But at the same time, at 8:09 a.m., they were drinking a shake. And Shanann replied with a smile, and she says, "Miss you guys. Give them kisses for me." Chris said that he would, and Shanann told him to have a great day, and he reciprocated. 8:11 a.m. Josh asked Chris if he was truly all right with him and his family staying with the Watts family when they moved. And Chris said he was. That's cool, man. Chris went on to describe the finish of the Rockies game. It was epic. Well, the only Rockies game that Chris had any part of. Epic would be an strange word for it, wouldn't you say? 8:35 a.m. Shanann told Addie, I need to do better with my calendar. I don't block out family time. I fill in family time. Chris said to me last night, it has nothing to do with business though. Addie said she thought this could have been the issue. 8:35 a.m. Shanann told Addie, I need to do better with my calendar. I don't block out family time. I fill in family time. Chris said to me last night it has nothing to do with business though. Addie said she thought this could have been the issue and insisted Shanann make more time for the family. Shanann replied, no, I agree. No, I think it's itty-bitty things. I sometimes can be bitchy, and he gets that side of me. I know I tend to make him feel like he isn't able to do things because I have control issues. He said the other night he wishes I'd just let him hang up a picture. 900 hours, 9 a.m. Shanann's calendar had entry titled Talk, scheduled for this date and time. So she had scheduled an a.m. talk time in her calendar entry on her phone. 9:04 a.m. 9:04 a.m. Shanann continued with Addie. I always have, but he also never calls me out. He never fights me. He just goes with the flow. He and I know I like things done a certain way. But I never thought about how that may make him feel as a man. I don't even know if this is what's bothering him. He still hasn't said. I'm praying he wrote me a letter like I asked, since he can express himself better in a letter than talking. And then it says that they indicated and learned that that certain emoji she used up here is an emoji indicating a woman shrugging. That is one of the emojis that I use quite often. Very many times. Shanann added, I am the pusher and he's the withdrawer. He has strengths that are my weaknesses, and vice versa. Shanann continued, the lack of communication isn't on my part. I can be better at how I communicate, but he doesn't communicate. I say things sometimes just to get him to react in any way, since he doesn't react, and that's not good. It's not even all the time. 99% of the time we are perfectly fine, and we have never, ever fought, literally, over anything serious. I have fought with him over stupid shit like not doing something I ask in a timely manner. Shanann said that I did belittle him without realizing it with his parents. I told him he needed to find his balls and protect his family. Shanann said Chris is submissive when his parents are involved. Addie said that is Chris's disposition, and added, he would kill for you. Shanann told him in a letter I would for him, and there has to be mutual respect. I did respect his parents enough to deal with them. His mom just didn't, and when alone with me, jabs at me. It's not fair. I mean, I agreed to spend 5 weeks with both parents. That's hell for me. But I did it for him and the kids. Shanann continued, he was never close to anyone but his dad. I, being the family person, trying to bring them closer together, and it backfired. I need to feel like he will stand up for us faced with difficult situations. That's where he flaws, or weakness. Shanann told Addie, my weakness is I have an Italian temper that can't hold back when pissed. I'm a fixer, and I want to talk this out, and he just wants to work it out in his head. I've just been acting kind of normal. Morning, baby, love you, etc. But not overdoing it. Overdoing it is what we do. We are so affectionate, cannot stop touching each other, and etc. Not just the sex, just the touch. 9:57 a.m. Shanann asked Chris, "Can you do me a favor today if you have time? Can you get the girls' backpacks ready for tomorrow with blankies and spare clothes, please? If not, I can do it in the a.m." Going on down to 10:32 a.m. Shanann asked Chris to send her some pictures of the girls, saying, "I miss them." And this is the photos that he sent her. These photos are very questionable to many people. They question. I've even heard that maybe these photos were taken somewhere else. No, these photos were absolutely taken in their home. That's quite obvious. This is their living room. I mean, this is in their kitchen. So that's definitely not the case. Okay, a lot of people was like, well, maybe these photos were taken on Saturday when they got back from their little birthday party. And then some people were like, maybe these photos were taken on Saturday, right before Chris left out, because if you will remember, he called Papa John's and ordered the pizza just before the babysitter got there. So, but the babysitter did say that she is the one that ate with the girls, and Celeste ate 3 pieces of the pizza, right? So, I do believe that he did take these photos at 10:32 a.m. Sunday morning. I don't think there's no big mystery to these photos. I do think these photos were taken before the birthday party. Or, they could have been taken after the birthday party. But either way, I do believe they were taken on Sunday. And then, it says roughly 18 hours before their murders, Chris took one of the last known images of Celeste in her life. He sent this and one of Bella taken at the same time to Shanann. 10:45 a.m. Chris searched Google for Mount Colima. He preserved an image of the volcano spewing lava and smoke. And this is a little video and a clip of this actual volcano that he looked at. It is in Mexico. 11:13 a.m. Shanann asked if the girls were taking a nap, and Chris said they were just laying down. Shanann asked Chris, "If you have time before they wake and want to call me back, I'd love to talk to you." Watts said, "Okay," but he never called her back. 12:17 p.m. Perhaps the last image of Shanann taken, metadata confirmed the date and time. 13:30 hours. Chris took photographs of the girls playing in the distance in a backyard near a small pool at the Lindstrom's birthday party. 14:46 hours. 2:46 p.m. Ronnie asked if Chris and the girls were doing well, and Chris said yes. Ronnie responded, "Okay, we love you guys." 15:56 hours. Shanann asked if the girls had fun at the party. Chris said they were still there, and they were having fun. Shanann replied, "Good, I'm glad. Okay, love you." Chris did not respond. 16:56 hours. Chris searched Google for the Paracuten, that is a volcano. It is actually located as well in Mexico. It is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It is famous because it is the youngest volcano to form in the northern hemisphere. It developed in a farmer's cornfield. The lava flow from this volcano smothered the Mexican villages of Paracuten and San Juan. He was very interested in these young volcanoes in Mexico. It actually last erupted in 1952, and it formed in a cornfield in 1943. 1844 hours, that is 6:44 p.m. Chris took a photo in his image file documenting the temperature setting in the refrigerator. 3 minutes later, 1847, he took a photo of 4 chicken breasts on a barbecue grill, and that was recreated as well in his image files. So it was like 3 minutes after he took the photo of the refrigerator temperature. So I do believe that the two are, connected. The photo of the chicken as well as the temperature of the refrigerator seems that they were taken 3 minutes apart. I don't know if maybe he was talking to someone on the phone and said, hey, we've had this chicken in here a while, I don't know, is it any good? Who knows? But that was odd with the temperature on the refrigerator. And then 3 minutes later, the chicken breast, unless maybe it was his mom, and she said, take a picture of the chicken, let me look at it. I don't know if you can look at chicken and tell if it's bad, or you can tell if it's freezer burnt, right? You can. But, I don't know. But I do think those two are connected somehow. 17:06 hours. So this is before the photo of the refrigerator and the chicken. So that was just thrown in there for some reason, out of place. So yeah. Chris told Cody Roberts, his coworker, I have the whip checks for the Service 629. I'm going to go straight out there from my house in the morning. I will look at the 319 as well and run the 1129 if you want. 1 minute later, 17:07 hours, and that's 5:07 p.m. Chris called Sandy Rosek, his mother-in-law, and held nearly a 12-minute conversation. 17:20 hours. Roberts replied, I was going to head out there first thing tomorrow to check out the 319. Did Troy talk to you about what I had found out there Friday afternoon? 3 minutes later, Chris answered, Yep, I was standing right next to him, LOL. I was giving him a fire stick to look at. I can go out there, though. No sense in both of us going out there, LOL. 17:26 hours, 3 minutes later. Chris searched Google for the Dead Sea Scrolls. 18:09 hours. Roberts responded, All right, sounds good, man. I appreciate it. I think I still have a couple of conies left out there. I can let you know in the morning, and let me know if you find anything at the 319. If not, we may pressure test that BP line and see if it's leaking underground. Lots of people have wondered, what is a coney? I don't have any clue. I do not. My brother-in-law is actually a pipeliner, and he works in the oil business. And I was going to ask him, but I haven't asked him yet, but I'm going to, because I'm curious too, what is a coney? Doing a quick Google of the word, there seems to be someone that was named Coney, and he was a conspiracy theorist in the oil industry, and it was a big deal about money and Argentina. And I'm thinking, no, that can't be what it is. It's not like he's got that guy out there. This happened back in, I think it was 2010 or 2012. This is definitely not what that is. So I'm just assuming it's some sort of tool. That's all I can come up with. But 1946 hours. Shanann asked, "Hi, honey, kids in bed?" and asked for pictures. And Chris replied, "Bella is just back in bed." And Shanann noted, they must be exhausted. And that's at 7:46 p.m. Sunday night. It looks like maybe he sent her this one of Bella. Watts resent images from earlier in the day at the dinner table. He added this image taken later in the day at the birthday party, the last known photograph of Bella in life. So he sent her a photo of a picture he had taken of Bella earlier that day. He didn't send her one of Celeste. 7:46 p.m. said Bella had just went back to bed. But again, he doesn't mention Celeste at all and doesn't send a picture of her at all. 1954 hours, 7:54 p.m. Shanann told Chris the power went out during dinner with Cindy and Addie before the airport. She sent a photograph of the darkened restaurant. She then commented on the photograph that he had just sent. "Great job on Bella's hair." Chris replied, "That sucks." "Yeah," she cooperated. And Shanann explained, "Really bad dust storm, rain, thunder, and lightning." Shanann said Cindy bought her dinner, and Shanann concluded, praying it doesn't cancel the flight. Addie's flight was canceled this morning. 2020 hours. Shanann called Chris and held a 9-minute conversation, revealing how their talk went. Immediately after this call, she told Chris, "Sorry I bothered you. I just wanted to talk." 20:31 hours. 8:31 p.m. Shanann told Addie she can call Chris about Jack. He's up. 10:33 hours. Shanann told Chris, "Thank you for taking good care of the kids this weekend so I can learn and work. I appreciate it." 20:45 hours. 8:45 p.m. Chris returned a missed call to Addie, and he held a 16-minute conversation. Moments later, he told Shanann, "You're welcome. I just talked to Addie." In their follow-up messages, it is clear Watts offered Addie mechanical advice on a car. 21:09 hours, 9:09 p.m. Shanann asked Chris, "What kind of vegetables do you want with dinner tomorrow?" And Chris replied, "Green beans." Shanann said she would buy them tomorrow at Costco, along with some other items. Shanann soon told Chris that she was ready to come home. "I'm ready for bed." 21:13 hours. Shanann sent a message to Addie, explaining the accompanying text was what Shanann planned to tell Chris tomorrow night. The message read, "Can you please tell me something? Because just like you, I'm in my head. I try to fix things and make them better, and this is making me crazy. I know that you need time, and I want to give you what you're asking for, and I respect your space. I need some time. This place that I'm in my head, is not a good place. It is not healthy for me or Nico. I need you to help me help you. I need you to give just a little bit of what I did or didn't do. So, I'm not going crazy in my head to figure it out. I know I can't fix this by myself, that we are going to have to work together. 21:29 hours. Shanann made an unanswered call to Chris. 21:44 hours. And that's 9:44 p.m. Shanann told Chris, tried calling you to give you an update. We are starting to board, and they announced that our crew isn't here yet. And it's going to be a minimum of an hour before they're here. 21:45 hours. Shanann received a calendar alert about her flight. 23:21 hours. Chris finally replied, Holy crap, sorry, I passed out on the couch. That's going to be late. And that was at 11:21 p.m. Okay, going into August the 13th, 2018. 00:51 hours. That is 12:51 a.m. Shanann's phone connected with the Wi-Fi provided by Southwest Airlines. 1:25 a.m. Shanann told Cassie that they had landed. This is the last outgoing communication found on Shanann's phone. So 1:25 a.m. is the last text message that Shanann ever sent anyone. She just told her friend Cassie that they had landed. The last text that she sent Chris was at 9:44 p.m. telling him that she tried to call and give him an update. Of course, he was on the phone with Nicole at this time and completely ignoring her. And she was telling him that it was going to be an hour before they left there. Chris didn't reply back to her until he got off the phone with Nicole. It's 2 hours later. So she probably seen his text right before she texted Cassie back. Text Cassie and told her they had just landed. But she just thought she wasn't even going to, text Chris back because, he was probably asleep and whatever. She'll just see him when she gets home. So, yeah. 1:48 a.m., August the 13th. Chris's phone logged the vibrant alert of Shanann's entry into their home. At that same moment, the vibrant video monitor captured Shanann as she walked up to the home and entered. Atkinson was captured backing out of the driveway. Between 1:48 a.m. and 4:23 a.m., there was no movement detected on the main floor of the home. So, between the time Shanann walked in her front door that we actually seen in the doorbell camera footage at 1:48 a.m., whether she either went upstairs, like Chris said, and got in the bed or whatever, or many people believe that she actually went to the basement first to see him. Whatever the case may be, nobody else went onto the main floor, and there was no movement detected at all on the main floor until 4:23 a.m. 2:01 a.m. in a group text that Shanann got as well, and they got this off of her phone. Nicole Atkinson told Cassie, "We're home." Shanann's phone activity is otherwise dormant until 7:40 a.m. when Chris sent the device a staged message, pretending not to know where she was at. So the very first one to text her phone that morning was Chris. He was the first one trying to get a hold of her. Of course, we know it was staged, but that was at 7:40 a.m. Okay, at 2:18 a.m., the home's router, which is the Wi-Fi, logged an unspecified activity in Chris's phone. So he got an alert on his phone from his router, but it didn't say what it was. It was unspecified. So at 2:18, someone connecting to the Wi-Fi, which is more than likely what the case may be, or something with the Wi-Fi, but it does say unspecified. 5:48 a.m. Chris left the home with the bodies of his family piled in the back seat of his truck. 6:29 to 6:30 a.m. Chris made 3 unanswered calls to Cody Roberts. 6:31 a.m. Watts sent a message asking Roberts, "Where are you at?" 6:32 a.m. Roberts replied, "I just got fuel in Kersey." 6:32 a.m. Chris made an unanswered call to Roberts. 6:33 a.m. Watts responded with 2 messages to Roberts. "Okay, I'm in Survey. Were you going first?" Again, 6:33 a.m. Roberts answered, "DPC State," and Chris replied with a thumbs up emoji. 6:35 a.m. Roberts advised, "I need to call Chad and see if he plans on still stroking the 1029 out there to see if it'll pump up. If so, I'll have to meet him, and he will have to get the cannon plugs from Tony, okay?" 6:35 a.m. Chris responded, "Okay, let me know before I leave here." 6:38 a.m. Roberts added, "I think he, just Chad, may be heading out there today. Phone was breaking up pretty bad." 6:39 a.m. Likely fearing another employee may show up at 319 while he was disposing of the bodies, Chris made an unanswered phone call to Chad McNeil. 6:41 a.m. Chris followed that call with a message asking McNeil, "You headed out to Survey? I'm out here. Cody said something about pumping up the 1029. 6:43 a.m. McNeil replied, "Well, since you're out there, you want to fire it up? Have Cody bring his cables?" 6:44 a.m. Chris replied, "Okay, I will." And McNeil advised, "I'll head that way in a bit." 6:59 a.m. Roberts told Chris, "I guess I'm headed out that way to start up the 1029, and Chad will be meeting out there." And Chris replied, "Okay." 7:18 a.m. Chris took a photograph of his laptop screen, presumably sitting in his truck. The metadata confirms Chris was at the Survey coordinates. The image is apparently only in thumbnail format, and enlarging it blurs out the writing on the laptop screen. 7:40 a.m. Chris sent a staged message to Shanann's phone. "If you take the kids somewhere, please let me know where they are at." Again, 7:40 a.m. Chris made a 2.5-minute call to Troy McCoy. 7:41 a.m. Roberts told Chris, "I'm here at the 1029 now. You mind coming out here just in case something gets sideways? 7:43 a.m. Chris told Roberts, "Yeah, I'm at the 319, 1 second." Watts then took this picture. I guess that is the oil leak. 7:43 a.m. Chris called Luke Epple, his co-worker, and held a 1-minute 45-second conversation. Again, 7:43 a.m. Roberts asked Chris, 10-4, how's it look? Chris replied, fresh, LOL. 7:47 a.m. McNeil called Watts and held a 2-minute conversation. 7:51 a.m. Roberts asked, is it a lot? Chris responded by sending the image he took minutes earlier. 7:55 a.m. Roberts asked, want me to bring some gator? We can try and pressure test the line too, if you want. And Chris replied, I got it handled, thanks though. 8:25 a.m. Chris staged 23-second call to Shanann's phone. 8:26 a.m. Chris searched the internet for Primrose School of Erie at Vista Ridge. Seconds later, he called the school and held a 1-minute conversation. During this call, Chris told the staff that his daughters would not be attending school there any longer. 9:05 a.m. Shanann's phone had an appointment reminder scheduled for this time, which was her medical appointment, her doctor's appointment, prenatal appointment. Seconds later, Chris called Ann Meadows, the realtor, and held a 3-minute 40-second conversation. 10:06 a.m. Centura Health Physician Group Women's Health in Erie called Shanann's phone and left a message. I confirmed the calling number listed to the clinic. 10:10 a.m. During a respite following the murder of his family and disposing of their bodies at a desolate well site, Chris searched Google for the lyrics to Battery by Metallica. As you see, it gives the lyrics that he looked into. Now, I'm not going to read this because I would want to sing along with it because, well, you know, I like Metallica. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play this little tidbit part here for you, and you can read along to the very specific lyrics that he looked up to the actual song. Now, this is not Metallica. This is like a cover. But, yeah. Watts has proven a keen interest in song lyrics. He is no doubt familiar with this song's lyrics. He attended the Metallica's concert held in Denver on June the 7th, 2017. I recognized the photograph he took at the concert and stored in his phone on that date, saying, "I was there." Okay, when Chris was asked, as most of you know, about this search for these lyrics at such an odd time when he was in Wisconsin, his answer was the reason he looked up the lyrics is because Nicole texted him or called him, I'm not sure which, and said, "Hey, look up the lyrics to the song Battery by Metallica and tell me what you think. What do they mean?" So he said that that's why he looked them up, because she wanted to know what they meant or something to that effect. Here's the thing. Why didn't she look them up? Wouldn't it have been a lot easier for her to look those up if she was at work, sitting in front of her computer, other than Chris being out in the field at work? Why would she ask him to do that? If she was so curious, why didn't she just look? Well, they asked him, why would she do that? And he's like, I don't know. I don't know. I thought it was weird too. But she just likes all kinds of weird music, and she knew I love Metallica, so, and he just kind of brushed it off, like whatever, like it was no big deal. Well, it is kind of a big deal. It is a very big deal. I actually made a video about the whole Metallica thing. I also have like a video clip and some photos of Chris and Shanann when they went to this actual Metallica concert they're speaking of here. So yeah, it really is a big deal. The Metallica concert they went to, by the way, Shanann actually bought Chris the tickets for that concert on his birthday of 2017. 10:28 a.m. Sandy Rusek, Shanann's mother, asked Chris, "Is Shanann okay?" Chris made an unanswered call to Sandy. She called him back and held a 1-minute conversation. 10:23 a.m. until 10:41 a.m. Chris searched the internet for hotels in Aspen. 10:42 a.m. Chris called the Westing Snowmass Resort and held nearly a 2-minute conversation. 10:44 a.m. Sandy called Chris briefly. 10:45 a.m. Chris searched the internet for Groupon to include the company's contact information. 10:51 a.m. Chris called Sandy and held a 1-minute, 12-second conversation. 12:16 p.m. Josh Rosenberg asked Chris, "Hey bro, Cassie asked me if I've heard from Shanann today. I guess her and Nikki can't get a hold of her. Have you heard from her today?" 12:16 p.m. Chris took 2 photographs of sunflowers in an open prairie. Metadata: north of I-76 and Rogan, possibly at 10:29. 12:17 p.m. Chris's phone received an alert from his Vivint panel. 12:17. 12:18. In response, Chris called Nicole Atkinson and held a 1-minute conversation. 12:21 p.m. Chris told Josh, "Just talked to Nikki. Shanann went to a friend's house with the kids today. I haven't heard from her since. I will keep you updated though." Josh replied the girls were worried, and Chris responded, "I know. I just saw Nikki on the doorbell camera." We never seen that. The only footage with the doorbell camera that we ever had access to was Shanann at 1:48 coming home. That is all we got of the doorbell footage. But Chris did say that he's seen it on the doorbell camera, so it was working. 12:27 p.m. Chris called Atkinson and held a 2.5-minute conversation. At the same time, Ann Meadows told Chris, "Hi, I'm working on your market analysis. I would like to bring my listing coordinator with me when I bring it. Did you finish the basement? Any other upgrades?" These messages were also found in Shanann's phone, likely sent as a group text by Ann. 12:31 p.m. Addie asked Chris if Shanann was okay. Everyone is worried. It's not like her to not respond, and we haven't heard back from her all day. 12:41 p.m. Chris called Atkinson and held a 40-second conversation. 12:43 p.m. Cassie told Chris, "Shanann is in a very bad way emotionally, and I'm worried about her. I know you are having issues, but I don't know to what extent. But I do know I have never seen her so broken to an extent that I'm worried." And Chris replied, "She went to a friend's house with the kids. She won't tell me where, though. When I get home, I will update you." Minutes later, Cassie told Chris, "Sweetie, nobody knows about you and her other than Nikki and I. So, where would she go if not with Nikki and not to Arizona where I'm at? Her car and shoes and everything is at the house. What the heck is going on with you guys that she would totally shut out everything? It's not like her." And Chris responded, "I told Nikki about it so she wouldn't freak out anymore at the house. I think Christina knows as well. We talked last night and I told her I wanted to sell the house and get something smaller. Separation would be the best right now, if we can work through the issues. I really don't want you to think I'm a bad person, Cassie." Cassie replied, "Right now, I don't care about you or your relationship or what type of person you are or not, or what I think of you, and I'm trying to not be rude when I say that." And in the midst of all that was occurring, Watts tended to his real estate concerns, telling Ann Meadows the basement is still unfinished and no other upgrades. So it's like he was just reading her things and just replying whatever, but he was more focused on talking with Ann and just kind of brushing her off. He didn't even really care what Cassie was saying. 13:03 hours. It's 1:03 p.m. Cassie chastised Watts, explaining that her only concern was for his damn wife and her well-being. Cassie advised, "Nikki is calling the police." Cassie told Chris she is broken emotionally. Her blood sugar dropped due to not eating, and it could cause her to pass out. So unless you want the police to bust your damn door down, you get home and check on your family. So say, Cassie, I've always said she is the unsung hero, because it's like she was, like, she's in Arizona, right? So she can't be right there. So she was on the phone with Nicole Atkinson as well as Sandy, I believe. They were on like a group call. And Cassie wasn't having it. I mean, she just wasn't having it. She was calling Chris. She was planning. Didn't matter if she was in Arizona. She was going to get something done. Meadows replied to Chris during this exchange, suggesting a house at 6508 Saratoga Trail may be viable. 1:05 p.m. Chris told Cassie, "I'm going home, Cassie. I'm on my way. Don't call the police. I will be there in 45 minutes. Cassie thanked him and explained her fears. Nikki and I know what state she was in all weekend, and we want to see she isn't in the house because this is seriously a concern. 1:07 p.m. Chris called Cassie and held a 1-minute conversation. 1:13 p.m. McCoy asked Chris if everything was okay. If you need anything, let me know. Okay. At 1:13, why would Troy just out of the damn blue text Chris in the middle of all this jazz going on here and say, Chris, are you okay? If you need anything, let me know. I mean, that's weird. I don't know. I mean, why wouldn't everything be okay? And why would Chris need anything at that time, at that point? What would be wrong? I mean, he wasn't even at Survey 319 anymore. It had already been fixed. They were already here and there. So why would just Troy think or even be concerned why Chris wouldn't be okay? If you need anything, let me know. It seems completely out of context. 1:14 p.m. Meadows asked if Chris preferred a 3-car garage, and Chris replied, 3-car garage. I will drive by 6508 address when I get home. 1:31 p.m. and 1:59 p.m. Atkinson called Chris twice, briefly. 2:10 p.m. Christina Meacham asked Chris, what is going on? Where are you? We're so worried. WTF. 2:11 p.m. Chris sent another staged message to Shanann's phone. Where are you? 2:14 p.m. Messages from Atkinson were finally received by Shanann's phone. By all accounts, these would have been sent by Atkinson earlier in the morning before she called the police. And they included, just wanted to see if you were okay. I know you were hurting a lot last night. I hope you're okay. Let me know how your appointment goes. I have been to your house. You won't open your door. Your alarm is set. Your shoes are sitting inside. Your car's home. I'm so very concerned about you right now. I need you to text me or call me and just tell me, okay? If you don't want to talk to nobody, you don't want to be around nobody, I get it, it's fine. But I need to know you're okay. A group text was created between Cassie, Christina Meacham, Atkinson, Addie, and Shanann's phone. The group sent assorted messages of growing concern for Shanann. 2:26 p.m. Chris told Christina, police are here. Call you when I know. 3:46 p.m. Addie asked Chris what was happening. I'm so worried. And Chris called Addie and held a 6-minute conversation. 15:48 hours. Addie told the group, the police need to look at Chris's cell and computer. Shanann's phone soon exploded with anxious messages of concern from friends and family across the nation. As the afternoon moved into evening, the messages became gut-wrenching pleas to hear from Shanann, sending her prayers and hope and their love. 16:22 hours. When Kelly Burke asked about what the police were saying, Chris said, they will file a missing persons report in the AM if we don't hear from her. Okay, that is where we're going to stop, y'all. This video has done got longer than I usually like for them to, but it's just continuing on, of course, because we are on August the 13th. And we're going to end part 54 at 4:22 p.m. where Kelly Burke, her friend, Shanann's friend from school actually, her interview's on here as well, and I'm going to put it at the end right here as well, if you want to listen to it. They were friends through high school. And Kelly just ended up being in Colorado because of her husband being in the military, and that is where he ended up being stationed. So anyway, I'll put her video there as well. And when we come back, we will be going into 4:26 p.m. August the 13th. Thank you all for listening. A thumbs up would be nice if you feel so inclined. And until next time, this is Unjustified.